So I've had this PwnCNC Spindle for about a year now, and I really don't think this should happen. So we're going to fix it. So a couple weeks ago, I started to hear this weird bearing, grinding noise when I was running my CNC spindle at specific RPMs, like 18,000, 20,000 RPM. Don't know if you can hear it here, but it was creating a bad noise. And then I realized that the spindle was actually loose in the housing and moving up and down, which is a really bad thing. And something I don't think should be happening after just over 1 year of use. So I pulled the spindle out of the Z slider so I could figure out what was going on. Now, the good thing for you is you actually can do this fix without taking it out of your Z axis and then needing to like retram your spindle. So the first thing to do is take off these 4 Allen screws. I don't remember what size they are, but they're metric. So get a set of metric Allen head keys and go to town, take out the 4 screws. So with the screws out, you can take this whole plastic cover plate off. And I did find a grounding wire sandwiched between 2 plastic plates, which seemed a little strange that a grounding strap was between plastic plates, but I guess they're just assuming that the tiniest amount of contact with the bolt is enough grounding. So with those plates out of the way, you can see this little spinny guy right here. And he's held on with just a little C-clip, which on mine wasn't really pushed down all the way. I don't know. That's how I found it. So it's neat. But you can see that this whole assembly is moving up and down, which is kind of my problem. So using a set of needle nose or some snap ring pliers or, I don't know, a toothpick probably, you can just pop off that C-clip and you can pop off this little fan guy. It's an air-cooled version, so I'm guessing that's the fan that cools the whole thing with air. Next, you can pop off these 4 Allen head screws. Again, they're metric, and if you need me to tell you what size, you probably shouldn't be doing this. So with everything off and just kind of pushed over to the side, just be mindful of the wires. So you can see this nut with 2 like badly drilled holes in it, kind of like an angle grinder, but less good. This is the bolt that's loose and needs to be tightened. So all I did was put a pair of needle nose pliers into the 2 holes, and I used the wrench for tightening down the bit and the collet on the bottom shank to tighten it up. So with it a little more than hand tight, like I gave it a few pretty good cranks, but the bearings are still spinning nice and smooth, and you can see that it's not moving. So before I put it back in my Z slider, I just wanted to make sure it sounded good again. So, handle with caution, I guess. But it actually sounded again like it did when I first bought it. No movement, no chatter, all good stuff. So with it mounted back in the CNC, I did a quick flattening pass with a 1/2-inch end mill, and it worked great. I do need to tram it again, but I also need to refinish my wasteboard, so I'll take care of all that at the same time. Now here's the thing. I spent just under $1,400 Canadian on this spindle and variable speed and blah, 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 blah. $1,400, and 12 months later, almost to the day, I have to take the system apart to tighten up a bolt. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I think it's kind of a crock of shit. So hopefully this hasn't happened to you, but if you're watching this video, maybe it has, and this is getting you back on track, and now you can actually use your spindle again in an accurate fashion. So thanks for checking out this video, and who knows, maybe Redline CNC, you'd like to send me a spindle, and I could use that one instead, which would be awesome.